Well, we take a look at the snow totals from our recent storm, where it ranks in the scope of the winter season and January's, and we take a look at the overall snowfall so far and where that ranks. It's been a pretty impressive winter so far. So here's a snowfall analysis looking at all the totals and a smoothed analysis, so it looks a little easier to look at here. Some of the totals are actually a little higher than what you see in here, but you can see overall the axis of heaviest snow from northern Nebraska through South Dakota. That's where we had the highest totals. Places there saw over 2 feet, but pretty impressive in the Twin Cities. Some of the highest amounts in Minnesota, actually. 17.7 inches in Lakeville. Most metro totals were over a foot. 13, 14, 15-inch snowfall amounts for the most part were pretty common in the Twin Cities, but even up just south of St. Cloud, we had 17.5 inches around Pleasant Lake, and decent totals still to the north, though not quite as high as what we saw, almost a foot around Mille Lacs Lake and about 9 inches in Duluth and Superior. For a change, we beat Duluth. Snowfall totals for the storm, 14.9 inches at the airport. That might go up a little bit. We saw a dusting after midnight or so. This was the total through midnight. 45.4 inches to date. Normal is 20.4, so more than double the normal snowfall. That puts us at the 3rd snowiest season to date, and it was the 4th biggest January snowfall. These are other January snowfalls that ranked higher, only 3 others. And this is a list of total biggest snowfalls for the Twin Cities, period, overall at any point in the year. And even that, 14th biggest snowfall out of the record since 1884. Pretty impressive. A lot of water in this storm too. That's the other thing that's very unusual. Normally in January, it's a high ratio snow, maybe 20-1, so there's a lot less water content, but this was a wet snow like you'd think you'd get in March or November. So over an inch of water, over 1.25 inches in the Twin Cities even. Now clouds are moving out. We've got clearing skies. You can see the fresh white snow-covered ground across Minnesota and the Dakotas. We've got sunshine the rest of the day. But those clearing skies combined with all the lingering moisture, there's a lot of evaporation going on today, even though it's below freezing. There's melting, there's moisture added to the atmosphere, and when we cool things off tonight into the single digits for most of the state, maybe even a few sub-zero readings in northeastern Minnesota, that's going to lead to some fog, and freezing fog, because those temperatures are going to be well below freezing and probably even below 15 degrees, which is the temperature that salt really works. So this is showing visibility. Everything in dark is pretty widespread fog overnight tonight. Again, freezing fog. So watch out for that. It won't be slippery because of snow, but this time maybe that freezing fog, which literally freezes onto surfaces. Now in the metro, there's a lot of salt down, so it's going to be hard to do, but the untreated surfaces mostly are what we're looking at. Temperatures near 20 tomorrow and through the weekend, so cooler than normal the next few days, but not Arctic cold. 20 degrees, you can get out and enjoy the fresh snow, and then we're back probably above normal. This is the Climate Prediction Center 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Looks like a lot of 20s, even 30s still in sight. No real Arctic air, but we could be dealing with more snow late next week. Models have been all over with this, but possibly Thursday or Friday next week, a system somewhere in the central U.S. Most of the models have shifted further south, but the last couple days it did have it through Minnesota. So something to keep an eye on. But regardless, look at this. Each day here, there's no snowflakes or raindrops. So enjoy at least 7-day stretch of dry, quiet weather. We've earned it. Even if you're a snow lover, we do need at least a chance to get out and play. And look at all those temperatures are below freezing too. So while it's not super cold, it's also not super warm. So the snow should stick around, but be warm enough to clean up those road surfaces.